Good morning, lovely people. How are you? Welcome back to the Truly Myrtle podcast. It is the first time that I've had a podcast all year. I've just sat down, and my gosh, it's so hot. We've had a really funny January, and it's been raining and miserable and slightly cooler. And then today, boom, it's really warm, and I'm sitting here, have my fan on. I'm so hot. So it is so nice to see you all. This is a weekly podcast. I go live every Thursday, except when I'm having a summer holiday or other things. And I chat to you about knitting and making and all of that good stuff. Let me get myself organized. You can chat to me in the chat. It's nice to see you. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Hi, Leslie and Janet. Lovely to see you. You can find me on YouTube or Facebook. YouTube always comes in earlier. Yay. Hi, Libby. It's nice to see you. It's lovely to see you all there. Vonda, nice to see you. And Jake, nice to see you all. So Facebook always comes in just a little bit slower. So we'll give them a minute to join us. Daria said it's icy in Poland. Oh, burr. It's so hot here. It's muggy. That's what it is. So my hair does funny things, and I sit here with my little fan on. I just have to put it closer because I'm so hot. Hi Claire, nice to see you. So did you all have a good few weeks? Tell me, are you knitting? How has the beginning of your year gone? Are you doing lots of making? I'm going to show you one thing I've made. Actually, one thing, because I've got other things, but you can't see those because they're for Wardrobe Toolbox. And I have a couple of fun things to tell you about that are coming up. So are we ready for a new year of making? I really am. I had a really good break. I kind of have been back and forth into work, and this week and last week I've sort of been back to work, and then I had a week away the week before that, and it was really good. I had a really nice time. Lovely to have you back after my Thursdays, after my well-deserved break. Thank you, Barbara. It's overcast with you after 2 gorgeous sunny days. I think, am I freezing on Facebook? Yeah, I think YouTube's the best place to catch me, to be honest. It's suddenly, I think you've sent the warm weather up here because it is beautiful today. I went for a walk this morning and the sky was just completely blue, just that vast expanse of blue, just how I like it. So it was really nice. It's nice to see you all joining. Canada, how are you going? Is it a bit chilly with you? It's nice to see all the wintry vistas that you're looking at out your windows with snow and things. I do like that. Hi Terry, you said a cold southerly has just come through, wind and rain, perfect for knitting. It is perfect for knitting. I thought for a minute here, where I am up north in New Zealand, I thought we were going to be like just diving straight into autumn. I didn't actually think we were going to get any more summer, but it looks like maybe we'll get just eke a little bit out of it. Let's hope so. Okie doke, what have I got to show you? I feel like we need to organise myself so I can see you a bit better. I made something. Actually, before I say that, I just wanted to remind those of you who are not in Wardrobe Toolbox that the doors for Wardrobe Toolbox are due to open again. I can't believe it. We are just wrapping up our 12th season. We have 6-month seasons, so that means 6 years of Wardrobe Toolbox. Can you hear that chainsaw? Just tell me if you can hear the chainsaw. I'm hoping you can't, but my son has just started a chainsaw just outside the window, so that's helpful. Hopefully you can't hear it. 6 years of Wardrobe Toolbox. We're almost have reached 6 years. I cannot believe it. And we have evolved through those 6 years. I know a lot of you joined me. Oh good, you can't hear it. Yay. I can hear it. I know a lot of you have evolved over those 6 years, and you are really, really competent garment knitters, which is so exciting. And you're still there because we love it inside Wardrobe Toolbox, because it's a really happy place to be. It's a very friendly place to be. And we just had our knit night yesterday. It was 2.5 hours. I do love the knit nights. We're actually renaming it, aren't we? We're going to call it the knitting hour, because it's not always in the nighttime. It's in the daytime and the nighttime. So I'm thinking maybe we'll call it the knitting hour. Anyway, it was 2.5 hours long. And you start to get to know everybody, because people jump on the screen. You don't have to jump on the screen, but people jump on the screen and they talk about what they've been making, and then they refer back to things, and you're like, I've just known you for years now. It's really nice. Anyway, and then we have new people that just dive in and they're like, they've been there forever. So we just pull them into the clutch and off we go. So it's a really nice space to be. We get patterns, we learn about the patterns. It was great yesterday because I'm seeing a few members that have joined in October last year now getting to the end of their garment that they get when they first join. And it's a garment that I designed that made it easier for, I'm hoping it's a good one to start with. It seems to be, because we can talk about choosing a size and taking measurements, and then they get a chance to make some modifications to it so that it fits them, but without going nuts and changing the whole pattern. That stuff we can do, but that's not really where we start. And so someone yesterday held up their top, was beautiful blue, and she was so pleased with the fit. She'd had her husband help her with the measuring. I wonder if you're here, actually, it was Joe. She'd had her husband helping measuring her up, so she knew what to make. We talk about what size to choose. We talk about juggling arms and busts and bodies and how to make it fit you. And then she knitted it, and she's so pleased. It's really good. So I'm really enjoying seeing those tops happen around about now. We start to see some more of those tops coming off the needles, where people have really thought about what they're doing and made a few plans before they start, which is really good. So the doors open again soon. If you want to join us, then the doors open again on Thursday the 26th of March. I know it's a wee way off, but it's funny how it just creeps up on you. So have a think about it. You can join for 1 month or 6 months at a time. And if you join for 6 months, you get a discount. So I just want to get it in your mind. If you want me to remind you when the doors open, you can either go to wardrobetoolbox.com and jump on my waiting list for Wardrobe Toolbox, or you can jump on my mini mag list, and you can go to trulymyrtle.com and just jump on the mini mag and /mini mag, but you'll find the links all over trulymyrtle.com. So you can jump on my mini mag. I will remind you when the doors open. But I did want to remind you, because I'm already knitting things for the next season, and we're making plans for the next season, and like we're kind of there in our heads. My team that helped me, we're sort of there. So it's top of mind for us. Okay, what did I wanted to show you? Let me just see your comments quickly. Minus 20 degrees with snow squall warmings. It's a typical January in Canada. Oh my gosh, I actually did think, though, when it was getting colder here, and it was grizzly, I thought, I'm not sure if I really mind that we're going to go into winter. I'm sort of feeling like I'm ready for a bit of autumn, but I'll take whatever I get, I suppose. Hi Bernadette, it's lovely to see you too. Your golf is starting. All right, Vanda, go and watch your golf and come and watch me later. I will be here on the replay. Okay, I made something. So I did what I tell you never to do. I just dove in, and the day before we were due to go on holiday, I had quite a busy, I can't even remember now what happened over Christmas and New Year. I did a lot of cooking. I made all the gifts for my brothers and their wives, and I made gifts for my mum and my sister, and my niece, and I made gifts for lots of people. I mostly made chocolates, and I made moisturizer, and I made little candles and teacup, and I knitted a little mouse and all sorts of things. I made gifts kind of leading up to Christmas and on those days before Christmas. And then I was really tired. I was just really, really tired. I'm struggling to remember what happened in those weeks, but I was pretty shattered. So I think I slept quite a bit. And then I needed to do a bit of work. And then we went on holiday for a week, and I had new plans that I wanted to do for my knitting, and I just sort of ticked along. Anyway, we went on holiday a couple of weeks ago for a week. And the day before we left, I've been wanting to make a dress. I've been wanting to make a few things. I've cut some things out, but I haven't made them. And I've wanted to make a dress, and I think I'd cut it out, but I hadn't sewn it. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to do it the day before we go. We were leaving Sunday morning, and so on Saturday, I thought I'm just going to sew, and I'm going to get this dress made. So I just smashed into it. Actually, I think I started it, the night before. I'm just trying to remember now. I cut it out the night before. I think in total it took me 3.5 hours. I think that's what happened. 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. I remember it being short. Gosh, my memory is really shocking. I was tired. Anyway, I did what I told you not to do. I just ripped into it. And I thought what I'll do is I'll make a dress that I've made before, because I already had the fabric. I had a linen, and you've seen me wear it a lot, and I have a linen dress that is the top of this. It has that top which is the Ogden cami, up to about here, and then it has a big full skirt and pockets in the side. And I thought, I want another one of those. I wear it all the time. It's so comfy. I got it into my head that I was going to try and wear skirts and dresses all year, even through the winter. I thought, I'm not going to wear trousers. Well, I've actually failed in that. I've worn trousers twice this year. But I am going to make an effort to wear skirts and dresses as much as I can, because I much prefer them. I love wearing skirts and dresses, and I love dresses because I'm finding my tummy's got so round and everything's feeling firm on it, and I'm not in the mood for tight things around my middle. So this dress was suited me to the ground. So it's the Ogden cami top, and then it has a full skirt on the bottom, maxi length, with big generous pockets on the side. And I've made it before in a brownie linen, and I thought, I want another one of those, because I wear it all the time. I wear it all the time around home, with and without a bra underneath it. So I had this, so this is what I made. I did it. I got that and I cut it out. This is what I ended up making, which is this dress. And look, it's real long, and it has pockets in the side, like so. And lovely big pockets, and it has that's the back, this is the front. The back is slightly lower than the front in this dress. Anyway, I absolutely love it, but oh my goodness, I kind of did what I tell you not to do. So I just cut it out. I didn't really stop to think about it. I had my brown dress with me, so I knew that from memory, I just cut the lining of the other dress, and I just used that for the bodice. So that's what I did. I didn't actually. I actually had a slightly long, just fractionally longer than the lining for the other dress. But anyway, I cut this out. I cut the straps as per the pattern, and I used this pocket. This is a nice pocket. This is the pocket from the Hinterland Dress and So Liberated, which I haven't actually made that dress yet, but I've got the pocket, so I use that pocket and just throw it in. And I cut the skirt basically off my other one, so I just had the width and the height of the skirt, so that was all fine. It was all cut out, and I sat down to sew, and off I went, and I sew, and I put it together, and then I tried it on for the bodice part, and I realized that, oh, that's right, because when I was cutting it out, I thought, my other one, especially my other Ogden cami top, is feeling kind of snug around the boobs these days. Everything's getting a little snug. And I thought, I'll just give myself just a little more room in the pattern, just a fraction more, so that I have a bit more room around the bust. I actually didn't need to. This is a different fabric. This is a slightly lighter linen than the one I had before. And I gave myself a bit more room, and it was just too big. So then I undid the sides, and I took some of the extra out. I didn't actually take enough out. It's still fractionally roomy. And I also had the straps were too long, and so it was all just like too big on the top, because that's what we do. When we're feeling like we're not the size we used to be, we make things too big so often. We just overestimate how big our clothes need to be to fit our grown body. I did that. So then I had to undo the straps, whip a bit off the straps, and I thought, oh, I have a feeling that's what I used to do anyway. I think I used to like take an inch off the straps anyway. So I need to note that down, because it all kind of flooded back to me. But I had already cut the bodice, but I'd also cut it like an arc like that, and I thought, oh no. So I wanted to cut it straight, so then it ended up being even shorter. So I had kind of fixed it to the best I could. With the straps were fixed, I'd taken a bit off the sides to pull it in a little bit, so it was better. And I popped the pockets in to the sides of the skirt, and then I sewed it on to the body. And I just did that with my overlocker. I have the lining just free, and I just sewed it on underneath. It's super easy. Anyway, I sewed it on, and while I was sewing it on, I thought, I'll just add a little bit of length back to the body, because I took some off when I cut it, and so I know I want it slightly longer, so I'll just make my seam allowance a little bit smaller, like really small, so that I have a tiny bit longer in the body. And that was all fine. And then I tried it on, and my pockets were down by my knees almost, because I'd forgotten I'd put my pockets in. And so I was showing my girls, and I was like, look, I just putting my hand in my pockets, and they were just wetting themselves laughing with me in my dress, and it just looked so ridiculous with these pockets. So then the morning that we were due to go away, I thought, I can't live with these pockets. How can you live with pockets that are down so you can't even get your hand in them? It's just ridiculous. And so I sat here the morning before we went away, and I unpicked both the pockets. I shifted them up and I sewed them back in, and I just did that. And then I overlocked the bottom of the hem, and then I ironed it up and tacked it. I did a tack, like a long stitch, just to tack it into place. And then I grabbed my needle and thread, and we hopped in the car to go on holiday, and I sewed the hem in the car, so it's probably a little ropey. It's not too bad, but it's probably a little ropey. But I sewed the hem as we were driving on holiday, and it only took about an hour and a half to get there. And by the time we got there, I was just finishing the hem. It's how, because it's quite a full dress. So the whole exercise, I was just cursing myself. I was thinking, why didn't you just slow down? Why didn't you just slow down and think about what you're doing before you rip into it like this? Because you would have saved yourself literally hours, because the sewing part, like I said, was really not that long. It was the repairs. The repairs took longer than the sewing. Anyway, I wore it every day on holiday. It actually looks better without a bra because it's roomy-ish around the top. When I have a bra on, it all is a bit visible, so I'm on holiday, I just took my bra off, and so I wore it without a bra, which was fine. And I wore it almost every day. I alternated it between this one and my other one, because I was in my I'm only going to wear dresses this year phase. So that's what I did. And oh my gosh, I absolutely love the color of it. But what I thought was I would do is I have to write down those notes that I made for myself. Don't make it any bigger. You actually are fine with the old size. Just check the fabric that you're making it with. Definitely make the straps longer. And also, if you're going to make it into a dress again, don't cut the bodice too short. And before you put the pockets in, maybe just tack the sides of the dress, and then, we'll just work it out so that the pockets are in the right place. Honestly, it was ridiculous. So I will write that down, and I'm actually going to put that into my knitting journal, which is, I've decided it's just going to be a making journal, so I can put everything I'm making and keep notes about it. And yesterday, someone in our knit night showed her journal. I'm trying to think who it was actually, and Barbara, I think it was, not you Barbara, the other Barbara, and she had photos of the finished thing, and as she's making it in the journal. And I thought, that's actually a really good idea. I was sort of thinking of doing that with my spinning, because I've been doing quite a lot of spinning. That's what I was doing a lot of over Christmas. And I thought it would be quite nice to photograph the braid, the singles, and then the finished spinning, because I am a pretty beginner spinner. I mean, really, I've been spinning for years and years and years, but not enough to say I'm an expert. I'm really not. I just kind of guessing most of the time with my spinning. So, but I do like what I make on the whole, although I don't make very much. So I'm going to have to make more. But what I've done with my spinning is I had 3 braids, one that I'd already started at the end last year sometime, and I thought I want to finish that with this beautiful green corridor. I think it's a Cormo. I didn't keep the label. I can't remember the label, but I found one that I think that it goes into it. So I think it's Cormo, and I twisted all these beautiful, like, elfin greens, beautiful mossy greens. And then I had one that was a Union Fiber one, and that was it has all these beautiful colors, and it was a Hanui actually. So I spun that, and it had all the same sort of green as well as blues and lemons and pinks. So I have that one. And then I also had, I might have a picture of them actually, because I did take a picture in readiness for this. And then I couldn't decide what one to do next, and so I actually did a silk corridale, and I think this might also be Union Fiber, but I've written it down. That's what the singles look like when I've done them. I don't know if that's in focus. It also might be really dirty, so let's just try that again. That's what the singles look like when they're all spun up. So that's the one I had first at the bottom, and then the middle one is the last one I did, which is quite pinky but has silk in it. And then the top one, which is kind of hard to see, is greens and pinks and blues and stuff. Anyway, I did, it's 300 grams. It's quite a lot. And I was hoping to have to finish it. Yeah, I know I do need patterns for hand spun. I definitely do. I was hoping to thought I took a picture of it. I didn't take a picture of it on my wheel. I was hoping to have it finished by today, but it's taking me ages to actually ply it together because I'm juggling that with my knitting at the moment, and also there's a lot of people here, so I'm doing quite a lot of cooking. But I'm not sure. I think I'm liking it. I think I am. It's lost, because I'm plying them together. I did that deliberately. I wanted a bit of a mush, but it has lost some of the clarity of particularly the top one. So yeah, anyway, we'll see how it turns out. It's quite greens, and I have been spinning and thinking, I did mention to a few times to Mr. Myrtle as I was spinning, gosh, I'd really like a new wheel, you know. But I don't spin enough to justify getting myself the wheel I want. I think I want a Mayercraft wheel, but I don't. I have to spin more. I've got to force myself to actually spin more, so then I can justify getting myself a wheel. That's my plan. So if I can't get through this year and actually have spun more, then I just have to put that idea out of my head. But right now I'm spinning. So there's going to be quite a lot, 300 grams. I'm actually thinking it might be nice to mix with a natural color and do something together. Like I could even get a whole garment out of it, and it's definitely quite fine, but I think that they will bloom. So I don't know, I'm just guessing. So we'll see how we go. Okay, Natalie said it's so refreshing to hear others have sewing battles. Yeah, glad it's worked out after all. I also have the Hinterland pattern, but I haven't sewn it yet. Oh, good. Well, Natalie, do you want to make it with me? Because I do really want to make that Hinterland dress. I actually did start making it a couple of years ago, and I don't know what happened, but I made the neck. The neck was just ended up too big. I think I can't remember. I think when I did the stitch to kind of keep it all in place, I might have stretched it, because anyway, I didn't like it, and so I abandoned that dress. But I would really like to make it, because I thought it would be a nice one for this winter. But I think I want the neckline is reasonably low, which is kind of cold for winter. But I might have a go and just see. I also want to make this one again. I definitely want it again. I was thinking about using a double gauze and making the straps wider for a double gauze, but then when I was thinking that, I was thinking, well, actually, if I did it like that, I probably want a square neck on it with wider straps, and then I could have it coming off here. And then when I was away, I saw this lady, and she had this kind of full dress on, a bit like that, had a bit of elastic across the back, up here, you know, that part of your back, and then she had a flounce off the bottom. And I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind a flounce off the bottom of another dress. So my ideas have morphed, and so I don't know, I'll see, but I think I should do another one of those. I wear it all the time, so I probably should. Terry is the expert. I always have to look at Terry's comments about sewing, because you're an expert, Terry. Measure the length on your first dress for where the pocket needs to go. I did, you know, I actually did that, and then I dropped the bodice, but I just didn't stop to think, oh, if you drop the bodice, then you're going to have like that much longer on the body, and so you're not actually going to be able to reach the pockets anymore, because they're going to be too low for your hands. So I have to remember that. And then when I went to do it again, I held it up next to the other dress, and I put them in the place that they were in the other dress. Oh my gosh. Jenny said she loves the greens. Yeah, I was really taken with the greens. The other colours have sort of watered it down a bit, so I'll see how it turns out. But it's all an experiment, really, isn't it? I actually found a picture the other day on my phone. You know how when you go through every now and then and you're sorting out your phone, I found a picture of, which I may or may not have. I printed it out, and it was of different ways to split your braid. Because you know how I screenshot things all the time, and then I forget I've got them. And it was different ways to split your braid to get different colours. It was just a hand sketch. So I printed it, and that way I'll have it. And I might tuck it somewhere, like in my spinning box or something like that. Michelle said, I treated myself to a new Lazy Kate for Christmas, an Ashford horizontal one. Oh, that would be nice. I've seen those actually, Michelle, because I've got a standard up and down one, Ashford one, and that's fine. But I've seen those horizontal ones, because they have a like a bit of resistance, don't they? So they don't just spin out. But I think that's right. Ruth said, I managed to get a lot of knitting done yesterday watching Knit Night. Yeah, 2.5 hours. You probably did, Ruth. That would be good. Actually, that's what I should do. If I could fit it in. Well, you've got the little one on the table, haven't you? So you can just like do a little bit of spinning. I could just spin. If I could have my wheel here, I could just spin when I'm doing the Knit Night. That would be good. Although I'm so busy chatting and nosying into everyone's projects. Judah said, if you want to keep the colours of the spinning fibre and not become muddled, split each colour of the fibre vertically. Yes, so what I did, what I did when I was actually spinning them, when I was actually doing the original ones, was the first one I did that. So I split the braid into lots of little skinny ones, and so I did that. So I have lots of different greens, and then for this one, where was it? This one. I actually just spun it. Oh my gosh, you see, this is why I should have written it down. I think I split it in half. I split it in half. No, I did it all in one. That's right. I should write this down. I did it all in one because then I had quite long stretches. I could see it had colors through it, and so I did it all in one, and then I had really long stretches of the color, and you can sort of see that in the picture, because it's hard to see if I do it like that. There we go. You can sort of see it in the picture because I have these long stretches of color. The third one, I decided what I was going to do is I was going to split it in half, and so I would have shorter lengths of color because it was split in half, and then I opened it and it was actually already 2, so or twice as skinny anyway, half as skinny, half as wide. So I ended up just doing it like that as well. So it sort of had a little bit of length to the colour, but they're not as long as that one. And then all together, I don't know, it's a bit of a mishmash. So all together, I'm doing it. But I think I have got a hankering to make something that looks a bit more like the spin cycle. And so I definitely need long stretches of colour like that, don't I? Then I think so. A secondhand wheel. I got a secondhand Ashford Kiwi a few years ago because I wanted a double treadle. I love it. A Maya craft is my dream. Yeah, that is why I'm wanting to change, Michelle, is I want a double treadle. I'm finding that I've got a really old secondhand traditional, Ashford traditional. I actually bought it in England, and they're made here in New Zealand. Anyway, I brought it back to New Zealand. But I've got an Ashford traditional, and it's fine. It's actually fine. I've put new bits and pieces on it, and and I've got a bigger fly for it. So I've what do they call it? I've zhuzhed it up, and it's fine, except it has a 1 foot, and it's also older. So I've tried those Mayercraft ones, and they're just so smooth and easy. And I've actually been getting quite a sore foot on my right foot. My tendon is sore, and so I've been using both it's not sore from spinning, but it's just generally sore, and so I've been pushing it with both feet. But actually what I'd like to have an easier 2 feet one. That would be my dream. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll just keep spinning and then I'll have to justify it. I can incorporate it into Wardrobe Toolbox. Yeah, I could justify it by doing that. I could. I'll have to get on top of everything I have to do there, and then I'll be able to do that. Terry said it sounds like the Peppermint Magazine maxi dress, the one I'm describing with a square. Do you know, because I'm going to check that out, Terry, because I don't have a pen. Yes, I do. Let me write that down. Because I remember years ago that I'm just going to write down maxi dress peppermint. Because years ago, probably not that long ago, Urchin and Mills put out a pattern, and I actually printed it out because I thought it was so nice, and I nearly bought it, and then I didn't buy it, and then they took it off the market within days. And it was a gingham, had a square neck, and a bodice, and then a full skirt. I just thought it looked really nice, really smart little dress, and they took it off the market because they said it was too similar to another dress. But they didn't tell us what the other dress was. Maybe it was that one. So I'll go and check out that one because I've been wanting to make that for years. Hi Marion, nice to see you. Robin said she's been spinning up a storm, so she would love to knit a garment with it. Yeah, me too, I think. Me too. Something nice and simple and really let the yarn shine. I think that's the key. I think the rhythm of sewing is different than knitting, and it gets me into trouble planning to make a hinterland for autumn and winter wear. Oh, Natalie, I think I might. Okay, well, I think I should do that too. I think that's a good idea because I've definitely got the pattern out. I've got a big pile of fabric there that I'm looking at. Um, I would like to do that too because I've actually got. I made a skirt. I must have been about it this time last year, I suppose. I made a flouncy skirt that I've forgotten the name of, and it's almost in my head, and then I've forgotten it. It's a 3-tier skirt, and I love that one with an elastic top and ties. I wear it all the time, and I have it right down to the ground. I made it in a rayon, and I actually bought some rayon to make another one because I love that skirt. It's cool. It's really cool, and has lots of air circulating. I think that's why I like skirts. There's all this air circulating. Anyway, I've got that over there, and I've also got this lovely electric what's it called, that really bright blue color and white pattern for a little dress, like an A-frame dress really to make as well. But I should do that soon because it'll be autumn and I won't have made them. But I really do want to have some more for winter because I thought it'd be quite fun to wear dresses and skirts through the winter and with tights and things. I just have a hankering for it. Please share where I found 3 ways to split my braid. Okay, I will. I'll try and remember. I've printed it off, but do you think I know where I put it? No, I don't. It's here somewhere. I definitely wanted to print it. I'm sure I did print it, and I'll find it and I'll share it with you. Ruth said, I bought Amanda and me a lazy Kate for Christmas. They're horizontal and you can join each spool individually. Amanda discovered they're really good for holding balls of wool too. Oh, good. Double treadle is easier in the hips. Well, I probably need that. Right now, my hips aren't a problem. What is a problem is you don't want to hear all my physical ailments, I'm sure. But what is a problem are still my thumbs and I think it's tendons. And I don't think it's arthritis. My mum was describing arthritis and I was like, I don't think it doesn't sound like what you have. And my tendon on my right foot, my hips are fine. So far so good. I've been going to Pilates and apparently it's all very good for knees and things like that. So my knees are actually really quite good at the moment. So I should touch wood now. But yeah, anyway, I'm really enjoying Pilates. Don't you think if you had the right dream spinning wheel, you would spin more and enjoy it more? Helga, you are such a, enabler. You are such an enabler. I do think that. I think I would spin more and enjoy it. I would look at it and dream to be on it. I think you should use the best materials you can afford. You can deserve it. Helga, you might have just persuaded me that it's a great idea, I think. The Ashford E-Spinner is a perfect compact size to sit and spin while podcasting. I do love my Ashford Double Treadle Joy 2, easier on the hips and knees. You guys are so good at persuading me that I really do need a new one. But yeah, we'll see how this year goes, shall we? And if I surprise you by getting a new wheel, then you'll know I've been persuaded, sufficiently persuaded. Okay, what is the time? Right, I'm going to wrap up. But before I wrap up, I wanted to tell you about a really exciting thing that's happening. For those of you in Australia, particularly, some of you in New Zealand, you should come. And for those of you who are not in this hemisphere, look, if you fancy a joyride, I think you should come because we're going to have so much fun. But there is going to be a Bendigo, a Knit Australia Nights. Look, I printed off the thing. Knit Australia Nights. I am going. I am not organising it, but I am a teacher at. You know how I go in August, at the end of every August for Cairn Knit August Nights, and it's a weekend and it's so much fun. Marie organises it. Marie Busquet organises it. I teach. Often Ethan will teach, and Lisa and a bunch of other teachers go, and we have a weekend of just diving into all the yarn fumes and teaching. And it was really interesting this last year because there were quite a few Australians that had come over, and they were saying how the classes were a little bit more advanced than some of the ones that they had been having previously in Australia. And we thought, oh, that's really interesting. And anyway, so we're taking it to Australia. We're taking Knit August Nights to Australia, but it's not Knit August Nights. It's going to be Knit Australia Nights. So it's still Cairn. Oh, Becky's booked accommodation. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see you, Becky. It's going to be so good. I'm so looking forward to seeing some of you who are Australian, who I see on Wardrobe Toolbox and here on the podcast. We are going to have a blast. It's tying in with Bendigo this year. So we're flying over in July. I must be flying on about the 11th of July. Bendigo, the Cairn Festival, this yarn festival, the teaching weekend, starts on July the 12th and it runs to the 14th. So we've got the 12th, the 13th and the 14th. It's in Bendigo. So if you're going to Bendigo Yarn Festival at the end of the week, you could combine the two. I'm going to go to the Bendigo Yarn Festival. So even if I don't see you at Cairn, Australia, if you're at Bendigo on the Friday, that's when I'm going to be there, I would love to see you. And I'm thinking, you have to tell me if you're going, and I'll check in with the Wardrobe Toolboxes, but I think maybe we'll try and do some sort of meetup. I think that would be really fun. I'd also really love to give you, I would really love to have a jumper that I wear to Bendigo. I thought that would be so much fun. I haven't got it planned yet, but that is my dream. So we may also have a jumper and you will have it in time to make it. Fingers crossed. Anyway, the registrations open on February the 14th. So that's not next week, but the week after. And then you can get in. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the event so that you know and you can start thinking about it. You can go to the website, which is knitaustralianights.com. You can go and have a look over there and find out all this information. It's going to be held at the Quality Hotel Lakeside. You can find those details on the website, July 12th to the 13th. Okay, and the base registration for the event is $150. It's Australian. That gives you access to the events. You can book all the classes. We have a big social space. We're having a market that goes along and a goodie bag. So that's like the base just to get your spot. And then there are classes. And there's a mixture of 6-hour masterclasses and 3-hour skill sessions. The masterclasses are about $150 each, which is actually really good price for a whole day. And $80 for a 3-hour class. So, and then there's a trading day. And if you're a trader, you actually might be able to come. There's going to be limited spaces for trading. So if you're a trader in Australia and you want to get in front of people with all of your stuff and bring your yarn and things, it's a good idea. It'd be really fun. So you can do that as well. Okay. Australian, it opens on February the 14th. The Australian Sheep and Wool Show is on the 17th to the 19th, so you've got a couple of days in between. I was going to tell you what is actually happening there because here we go. I've got a timetable. So I'm teaching a bunch. I'm teaching the whole time, so you'll get lots of chances if you want to come and join me for a class. I'm teaching a master class on the first day, and that's a Sunday. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is the event. Sunday, I'm teaching a knit to fit and flatter class, and it's all day. So it's essentially everything that we think about in Wardrobe Toolbox. We're actually going to focus on figuring out who you're knitting for. So we're going to get your measurements, we're looking at your shape and thinking about things that you want to wear and what you are wearing and what you're not wearing and what works and all of that kind of thing. We're going to talk about yarn, we're going to talk about making adaptations to patterns, like first of all choosing a size so things actually fit you, and then we can push it out a little bit. Let's get this pattern to fit you. What are we doing about shoulders, busts, arms, tummies, bottoms, hips, all of those things? And so we got the whole day together to do that. We're going to have a blast. It's so much fun. So that's what I'm teaching on the first day, and then on the second day I'm teaching a colour class. I'm actually doing that 2 times. That's been super fun. The times I've taught it before. It's a really good class. It's been sold out almost straight away. As when it goes up, that class is like boom, gone. So I'm teaching it twice on the Monday, and then on Tuesday I'm teaching 2 different classes. I'm teaching a swatching class. Don't roll your eyes. It's actually a really fun class, and it was very popular when I've done it before. So it's called Gauge Guru. So come and learn about swatching, and it's not boring. It's a really good class. So I'm teaching that one, and then I'm also teaching a bumps and bum shaping class. It's not for your bumps or your bum. It's for your garments, and it's thinking about, you know, bust darts and tummies and bottoms and sway backs and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm teaching. It's a really big weekend of Knitting fun. We've also got the very fabulous Lisa Craig from Lisa F Designs coming. She's teaching things like Mosaic Magic, DYO, Aaron. She's teaching a masterclass on finishing and skills toolbox. She's teaching photography for knitters. She's teaching a grading and sizing class. And then we also have Catherine Trippett. She is an expert embroiderer. She's doing embroidery masterclass for a whole day. She's teaching she's a dyer as well. She's doing dyeing sock blanks, felted lamp shades, darning and embroidery. And then there's some other people who I haven't met yet, who I'm really looking forward to meeting. Kathy Vasick is teaching assigned pooling and waistcoat stitch. What else is she doing here? Just having a look. Those might be her 2 classes. Joanne Barr is teaching felted lampshades. She's doing that twice. And she's also teaching, I think that was all the ones she's doing. There's a few extras. And then there's Rika Nonna is teaching a tamari workshop, and she's coming from Japan. So it's going to be really fun. We're just going to have a blast all weekend. And just drink up the yarn fumes. We'll be all ready to go, and then for Friday, if you're still there for Bendigo, we'll go and really enjoy Bendigo and just make the most of being in Bendigo at that time of year. So the doors, the tickets are on sale from the 14th, so make a note of it. And if you want any of my classes, there's a timetable like that, so that's on the website, and you can plan your classes and then get in quick. So like I said, my master classes, they tend to sell quite quick, and my colour classes definitely sell quick. And then my bumps, but then you could be a little bit more specific if you don't want to have full day and things. We're pulling out things like swatching. If you really want to get to grips with actually making things that work, and you're not going to tell me your swatch lies, swatching class, and then the bumps and bum shaping class. That one's really fun. And I've got my little lady. I'll take my lady and her bust and her boob tubes, and we're going to talk about fitting your busts into things, and what if you've got little shoulders or big shoulders or straight shoulders, and all of those things, and how they tie in with your bust, and what's happening with your tummy and your hips and your bottom and your back and all of that. So there's lots of options to come with me. So make sure that you are sitting there with your finger on the button, ready to go if you want to get in those classes. Okay, let's have a look at your comments. It's a deal. Oh, good, Natalie. We're going to do the dress. I better write it down. I've got to write it down, Natalie. Otherwise, I'll forget. Okay, Hinterland dress. Are you going to make yours? You said winter too. Okay, we'll make a wintry one. Does anyone else want to make a Hinterland dress? We might need Terry to help us, guide us through. Terry, do you want to make a Hinterland dress? I think that'll be fun. I will post in the Hangout. How about if I post in the Hangout when I'm doing it and show my fabric and things? And then other people can join in if they want to. So if you're not in the Trudy Myrtle Hangout, it's on Facebook, and it's just the Trudy Myrtle Hangout. You can go and join us over there. But I'll do that. Oh, that's exciting. I'll find some fabric and make some plans. Okay, so let's see all your comments as well. My thumbs are bothering me too, but I don't think it's arthritis. Is there a thing called knitter's thumbs? Vicky, yeah, I don't know. It's like I was looking at exercises to help me with my thumbs, and apparently that you're pushing it down, because this can get quite tight through here. I think it's hormonal, actually. I think it's got to do with hormones, and I've got all my hormones have left the building, so I've got to just rely on my poor adrenals to produce all my hormones, and those have been trashed. So we're working hard, but hang on, I'm just going to wave goodbye to my daughter. Bye, I'm on my podcast. You look great. Good luck. She's got a job interview. She's off. Bye. So I've been going like this and pushing like that, and that actually is quite helpful. And then if you just pull your thumbs, that's also quite helpful. Just pull them gently, and that's actually quite good. And so I don't know, it kind of comes, I think actually, you know what else I think it is? I don't drink enough water. I think that helps my feet and my hands when I drink more water. I just don't think I have been, and I think I've been getting, I get quite hot, and so I need to up my water intake. So I'm trying those things. I say that I haven't drunk enough water today. I have my cup of tea here. I've got my burdock and dandelion root tea. You can convert your traditional to a double treadle. I can, and I thought about that, Robin, but then I just thought, oh, is it worth investing more into this wheel when it's a bit, I just want a new wheel. I think that's the thing. I just would love this smooth, quiet, lovely, smooth wheel. That's my dream of. Do it, says Bernadette. Too much procrastinating, a worthwhile investment in your craft. It will also make me happy. Yeah, well, it will make me very happy. All right, Mr. Myrtle found one. He looks for me on Trade Me and tries to find me secondhand ones. So, and he did find one. He found a Mayercraft one the other day, and I said, oh no, it's not that. It's not the right one. I actually need to go and sit at some and decide exactly which one I want. Do I need the big expensive one, or what I quite like? I think is it called a I don't think it's a Joy. I think that's the other brand. There's a smaller one, which is actually really nice. It could be that. Becky said, I've done the hat making class before and it's a lot of fun. Oh, brilliant. So, is that a felted hat class? Is that with Joanne? She does felted lampshades here. So a felted hat. Oh, she's actually doing a felted hat. No, you're right. She's actually doing a masterclass. Oh, I'm sorry. She is doing a masterclass for the whole day on the Monday, which is a felted hat. I've misread what I was doing here. That would be fun. And so Becky said that's a ton of fun, the felted hat class. Look, if you wanted to do 3 full days, you could do masterclass, masterclass, masterclass. 3 full days, knit to fit and flatter, make a felted hat, and then a finishing and skills toolbox. That's a whole day. Lisa is excellent at all these embellishing and finishing and things like that. She's so lovely too. So I haven't met Joanne yet. And she's also making a felted scarf. Okay, right. I totally didn't see Joanne's things. Go and have a look at the website and you will see all the goodies. Circle the ones you want and make sure that you're there to book them, because I have a feeling this is going to go quite quick, because it's the first time that we've had this kind of thing, and I think it's it's going to be pretty popular, I think. I just joined. Is this live? It's live, Anita. Anybody else has an answer? Lynn, what did you ask? I don't know what you asked. You might have to ask again. Hangout is a great idea. Okay, Natalie, I'll see you there. Charlotte told Anita it was live. Good. Muscle and joint pain is part of perimenopause. It started. Yeah, I am post-menopause now. Post. I'm quite a few years post, I think. And so I think all of these things, I had nothing until about a year after. Nothing. And so I think then I just must have fallen off a cliff after that, because everything just hit me. But I had nothing. So it was just, I thought, woohoo, I've got through this, I'm fine. Now I've got all the aches and pains and all of the boobs getting bigger in the tummy, and I've got all of that has happened since I finished. It's crazy. So it could also be, I'm not going to, it's crazy. But it's also, it's all the changes in your metabolism as well. So anyway, Natalie said, I saw a hand therapist for my hand issues. The exercises helped me stretching and balancing the muscles. You highly recommend it. Oh, good. Well, I'm going to go and get a bunch of blood tests done actually soon. I just want to check what my iron's doing, because I've always had real problems with my iron. And I wanted her to check, my iron levels and things. And so I might talk to her about my sore hands. They're actually better than they were when I make an effort to drink water. They're a bit better. Please answer the 2 strands tangling. Lynn, I didn't even see your question about 2 strands tangling. Is that when you're knitting? I'm going to assume it is. There are so many comments, Lynn, I can't go back and see. You might have to just post it again. I imagine 2 strands knitting together tangling. All right, here we go. 2 strands tangling. Well, generally what I do when I'm knitting with 2 balls of yarn and they're getting all tangled up, and I was finding that I was knitting something recently, I think it might have been my lipstick and wool shawl that I did, or scarf that I did for Wardrobe Toolbox. I would physically move one to my left and the one I'm using I put on the right, and at the end of every row when I needed to go about I needed to change yarn, I would lift them up and I would go like that, and I would just physically move them around. Sometimes they do get tangled. I mean, if you're making something like a Latvian braid, they will tangle, and the best way to deal with that, I think, is to throw your yarn across the room, and it will tangle, and then when you're going back the next row, it untangles. But you need a good long length, because otherwise you're going to tangle right up to your needle. You need a lot of length in that yarn. So I do that. But generally with tangling, I will do things like every now and then I just hang my garment or my whatever it is I'm knitting, and I just let it unravel, or I physically move the balls. That seems to prevent some real problems. I haven't got a magic answer for you, but that is pretty much what I do. Robin, she hears me, good. The name of my top, rug up for Bendigo, it's freezing cold. Oh, good, okay, I'm looking forward to that then. This is Urchin. I'm wearing Urchin top. Sorry, I should have told you in the beginning. She is a little boxy top. She's nice summery fabric, and she has little tiny cap sleeves on the end, and get myself organized. She just this nice little V-neck on her. So she was a Wardrobe Toolbox pattern back in the day, and then now she's available for everybody. What I generally do is I release patterns inside Wardrobe Toolbox, and then everybody else gets them about a year later. And if you join Wardrobe Toolbox later, after that pattern has been released, then you can buy it, and they're always on sale in there. So yeah. Rose Marat, I was asking, I'm not sure what that is. I was asking, Rose, was that the name of the spinning wheel, the Rose? Could be. I was asking about the classes that she was talking about in that in person only. Okay. Mayercraft. Yeah, there's a Mayercraft Rose, I think, isn't there? Yes, Vicky, I'm definitely going to get all my tea things done, because my sister's had thyroid problems, and my mum. So I'm going to get all of it. I'm going to ask her to check me. I'm just going to ask her to check me out, and so I just know all the things, and then I'll be fine. I actually feel fine, and I've been going to Pilates, and I really like it, and I do feel like that I'm at the end of something. I feel like I'm at the end. I think I talked about this last year. Last year was a funny year. I felt like I was at like year 0, and I was definitely coming to the end of something and the beginning of something else. So I think that there is an end to this. I'm really sure of it, but I'm just not quite there yet. Just not quite. I'm almost. But yeah, it's just going forward. It'd be quite nice to see what's happening. Nancy Wheeler suggests threading the 2 yarns through the holes in a large button. That is definitely an idea to do. If you if you muck it up, just remember that they're all stuck in the button, so you'll have to change them up. Break them probably and sort yourself out. Kim says, try placing them in a thread hold that is used for sewing, the tall metal kind with a hook at the top. It works well for me. Oh, okay. Oh, that's quite good then. So you just pop them into that thread hold. 1 strand of mohair and 1 in wool, says Lynn. So yours are tangling when it's mohair and wool. I don't definitely knit them separately, so they're not in the same ball, because the mohair will stretch much more than the wool. But and you find that they're twisting, are they? I wouldn't be overly worried about them twisting, as long as they're not crazy twisting. Just knit them up. I wouldn't be too worried about untangling those all the time. I'd be gentle about where I kept them, because you don't want to make that mohair stick to your wool too much as you're going. They kind of felt it together, because you want them to release, so that they both have their own amount of elasticity, if you know what I mean. You just be gentle with them. Jenny said, I've had very low iron forever, and I've been taking Dr. Libby's Iconic Iron, which is a natural product. My iron levels are great now. Oh, that's interesting, Jenny, because I was looking at that. I have had a lot of that. Has been my big problem, has been my ferritin levels, and over the years, and I'm sure it's related to food I eat. Like I can't drink coffee, and I actually see a real correlation. I think it just strips me out of something, which affects my iron. And I was looking at that Dr. Libby one, but because I find I'm much better when my diet, when I cut things out of my diet that obviously affect me, I definitely is better. But I've just, over the last sort of 15 years, I've figured that all out. But I did see that, but I thought before I started taking anything, if I needed to, I would just get it all checked first. Rose is the name of the wheel. Yeah, I've seen that Rose. I've seen the Rose, but there's another one. It's just a wee one, and it was new out. And when I was in Christchurch a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, gosh, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I tried 2 different wheels. I tried Aura is the big one, isn't it? I tried that one, and then I tried the little one, and it's something like little jazzy. It's a little quick kind of name. Was a little new wheel. Anyway, that was nice, and I thought, oh, maybe I don't need to get the big one. Maybe I'd be fine with this. I'm not going to make art yarn. I just can't see myself making art yarn. This top is Urchin. Yeah, I can't see myself making art yarn. So anyway, so much fun. We're going to have lots of fun this year, I think. And it's going to be freezing at Bendigo. Okay, everybody, it's going to be freezing at Bendigo. I have got a couple in my mind. I have got a couple of things planned so that I'll have new things to wear at Bendigo, which is be fun. And I'm hoping to get a pattern. I am really hoping to get a pattern together so that if you're coming, you can join me and you can knit it. But we'll just see how I go with that. And I'm in the middle of knitting wardrobe toolbox things. And yeah, so don't forget this. I'm going to show you the picture again. Don't forget to get on the waiting list for Knit Australia Nights so you don't miss the sign up. And Marie has actually talked a lot about Knit Australia Nights in her podcast, which is the Sable podcast, Sable. And you go and check that out. She's talking all about it. Don't forget that the doors open for Wardrobe Toolbox on Thursday, the 26th of March. I will remind you a lot more before that, but I just wanted to put it in your mind in case you're thinking of joining. And otherwise, I'm going to see you next week. I'm just going to look at your last questions. Oh, yes, Rachel, nice to see you. Going to the podcast later. Oh, yeah, watch the podcast later. Yeah. Have I had the mic? Yes, no, I haven't, Andrea. I suspect they'll be okay, but we'll see. All right, everybody, I will catch you next week for another chat. Have a really happy week. Do lots and lots of making, and I'm looking forward to you telling me all about it. For those of you who want to come and knit, but if those of you who want to come and sew a Hinterland dress with me and Natalie, come over to the Knit and Chat, the Hangout on Facebook, and I think we'll go slow, shall we, Natalie? Like, we're not going to bust ourselves over this. We'll go slow. We're just going to pick some fabric and we'll get the pattern and we'll just go real slow, and I'm not even going to run a proper thing. But if you're there and you want to sew it with us, we'd love to see you. All right, everybody. I'll catch you later. Happy knitting. Bye.